Sound is available. TikTok. Let's maybe. Welcome, 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 welcome. Hi, Isim. Welcome to the live. Welcome. I feel like I've seen your name somewhere before. It's like you've been on my previous live, right? Yeah, welcome. What are we doing today? Mm, thanks for the light. Okay. So today will be the last day that I'll be touching this forensics. Yeah, I'm good. I'm doing fine. Throughout today I've been working on forensics. I think today will be my last day of doing forensics because I've found what I need already, or I found what I was looking for. So from tomorrow, the live is going to be all about red teaming, pen testing, and every other thing. So yeah, so I think that is just it. How is your day? How was your day, Isim? Hope you had a wonderful day. Also, is the background music louder than my voice? Please let me know so I can adjust appropriately. Yeah, my one too was normal. Nothing too crazy. No, I was just trying to establish my forensics case. I think all that is left for me now is just to properly report the forensics. Aside from that, I don't think there's anything much than to focus on what else I'm doing. Cloud security, cyber security, pen testing, red teaming, and the rest. So yeah. Are you a student or are you done with school? Are you done with school or you still or are you a student? Welcome Ina, welcome Basidon. Welcome. Today is day three and my final day of forensics. Let me expand the screen. And also just let me know if the background noise is louder than my voice so I can adjust appropriately. Alright, I'm really interested in cybersecurity, but I do not have a clear path where to start. Okay. Um that should not be an issue actually. Which field are you in currently? So let's work on something together. What field are you in currently? Welcome, uh Tayeboa. Welcome, Engineer Emmanuel. Okay, sorry, let me reduce the music then. Alright, so I said that should not be hard. What field are you currently in? What did you study in school? What field are you in currently? because from there we can know which one will be best for you, basically. Well, I just finished high school. Do you mean secondary school or high school? I mean, high school should be secondary school. That means that you are here to do your bachelor's. Is him. That means that you're here to like enter university. Am I right? Taibwa. I'm a student doing a bachelor's of science in cybersecurity and digital forensics. What school is this, Taibwa? What school do you attend, Taibwa? Currently learning IT support X. Mm, IT support is not bad. At least you learn how to, or you would be able to troubleshoot systems as the time goes. So yeah, troubleshooting, IT troubleshooting is not bad at all. But I would say that cybersecurity is still like a lot deeper than IT support. So yeah, but it's still not a bad start. Second year at university. That means you. I think usually second year is where you start to niche down to your core. So the 200 level first semester you talk about intro to cybersecurity, networking, and the like, right? So that means that basically you're still starting out cybersecurity in a clear sense on your end. That's not bad. That's not bad. So, but as time goes on, you know which part to take. But the basic part or the basic thing that you need to learn is first your operating system is very important. Operating system is very important to learn, then followed by your Linux environment. Once you can learn the Linux environment, from there you would know which part you want to take. So for starting out, it is not always clear, but it is by being consistent. That's where your clarity begins. Okay, so without any further ado, let me just kick off with what I have for the stream. So, still, you guys know that for the past 2 days, I've been working on digital forensics. Sorry, digital forensics. Okay, making use of autopsy and ELIP. So, autopsy is a forensic tool used for finding vulnerability. Sorry, used for finding traces on system and phones, iOS, and the likes. While ELIP is Android Leap. I've forgotten the full name, but this is used for analyzing Android phones. It's used for finding like for performing forensic investigation on Android phones. So for the past 2 days, I've been making use of these two tools to investigate a Windows and a Linux. Sorry, a Windows and a Nexus phone, Nexus 5 phone. So for the Windows, it is Windows 10, and then in Nexus 5. So basically, what I've been doing is that I was trying to there was a particular like case where someone is illegally buying owl, and we needed to trace down who is the buyer, who is the seller, where did the transaction take place, and what was the agreed price, how was the exchange confirmed, and we needed to identify and document any content related to ours. So this is the goal. I mean, for me to have a clear goal like this, that means that it should not be so hard than when I'm starting out with no knowledge. Now, one thing about forensic that you guys should know is that when you're performing your investigation, you need to have an end goal to it. So you need to have an end goal to it for forensic, right? So, and what could be the end goal? The end goal is that okay, if probably someone was involved in a cryptocurrency scam, the end goal is that you want to identify the wallet that was used, and then the buyer and the seller. So that means that you should know what you're looking for, the application that you want to find installed and everything. So having end goal is very important in a forensic investigation. So yeah, so this is the end goal, which is to identify the buyer and seller, and then this is the other thing that I need for my forensic investigation. Now, first question was or is, who is the buyer? Please always feel free to drop your questions. If you are confused at any point, just let me know and I will attend to your questions. So, who is the buyer? How do you use forensic to investigate buyer and seller? That's very crucial. Sorry. All right. So, how do you forensic to investigate buyer and seller? That is number one thing. Now, I was able to import my Nexus 5 and my Windows 10 to my autopsy. Okay, and then on the side I was able to use ALIP, ALIP, ALEAP. So this is like a refresher of what I've been doing for the past 2 days. So I was able to use ALIP to analyze the Nexus 5 separately, right? So with ALIP, I was able to analyze though where autopsy comes with an ALIP extension that helps you to analyze the mobile information such as the email and messages and a lot of things that happens in the phone, right? So, but I'm not going to go too deep in the explanation. Sorry, sorry. So now, first is that I needed to identify who is the buyer. Now, for me to be able to identify who the buyer is, so for those of you that don't know how ALIP look like, this is how ALIP look like. Now, you need to have your compressed Android file, like the image that you got from the investigator, right? And then you import it here, and then you're going to process the entire case. Okay. So once that is done, it should open your browser like this and then give you like a report of the information and everything and everything and everything. So yeah, so that's how it look like. But I'm coming back to ALIP, right? So let me focus on autopsy for now. Okay, so now the first thing that I need to do is to go through the chat that this person has done, the whatever social platform that this person used to perform the communication. I need to recover the database and analyze the chat process, like um who chatted who up, and identify the usernames, the phone number, the full name. Shan, thanks for the follow. The full name and everything. So from that, you come to your autopsy. Now, where do you start from? Now, it's very important for you to understand how to navigate file systems in Windows and in Windows generally, so that you can easily find your information. Now, the first place that I checked was the SMS, which is the message. So you can see that there's a message DB, mmsSMS.db. This is the database for the SMS on the phone. So Autopsy was able to bring out the SMSDB, and from that, hi Gentle, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the live stream as well. Are you interested in cybersecurity? What field are you choosing? Just let me know in the comments. Anyone. So now, if we should take a look at, let me just move this to the left, right? So now, if we take a look at the SMS database, right, we can see that there are a lot of incoming and outgoing data SMS rather. So you can check them one after the other, and then if you look down, this is the SMS that either came to the phone or was sent out of the phone. So this is coming from AT&T. So this is not suspicious at all. This one too is from AT&T, not suspicious. This is a general. Thanks for the follow, Clot. Welcome to the live stream. So this is an AT&T message. So it's not suspicious at all. This as well. So let me just go straight to. So there were a lot of just default SMS. Then after scrolling down a bit, I saw this message saying that Sarah, the delivery is today 7 tonight. Confirmation will come later through pigeon. Right? How do we? How do I say this now? Now this does not give me a full context of anything because it says Sarah, the delivery is today 7 tonight. The confirmation will come through pigeon later. So this is just like a sort of blank message that I have to still analyze more information to be able to correlate everything. Now, the goal as a forensic analyst is to be able to correlate all what has happened on the phone and the system to be able to replay the entire event and then report it to a court case so that we can claim that okay, this person actually did this or not. And that is the goal for forensics. So this I'm not going to keep one side and then check the next one. Now notice Sarah replied from phone number. This phone number is kind of, I don't know, probably Eden, but back to that same number, which is this one. She said thank you. So that is the first step. Now, I know that Sarah is one of the, she's one of the, what do they call them now? I can't remember what like a corporate or something like that. So, but I have my notepad where I jot down like a scratch of what I've seen so far. So I was able to jot down Sarah's credentials and a lot of other credentials, right? So I'm not going to go too deep into how I found each of them, but I'm just going to show you how to analyze messages, chat history, and everything, so that you can be able to replay an event that happened, right? So now the next thing that okay, after we've analyzed the SMS, and for information, that is all that is there to this SMS. All right, so there's nothing else to check. So after we analyze this SMS, the next thing that I'd like to go through is email messages, right? So I want to look at what email was sent during the entire communication of the phone. But I looked at everything, and these were just some default email sending and receiving on the phone, and it is nothing notable. So moved on, and then check which one? Yeah, run program. Now this is now where things became deeper because now I want to see what program were installed on the phone and on the laptop together. So if we can scroll down all the way down, we can see that there were a lot of programs installed on this phone, on this device. Okay, now it, the first thing that I needed to do was to establish what app did they use for their communication, right? What app did they use for their communication? That was the first thing that I had to establish. So looking through the guide or the reports, the previous report before the stuff gets to me, I was told that an app called Skype was used. Skype, right? SKYP. So Skype was used, and that app, or I think I've forgotten the name. But let's see if you click on communications up here, right? It will show you all the communication social media like platform that and their database so that you can analyze it. So on the left we can see, all right, so this is it. So on the left now we can see devices, that is the normal device communication, that is the SMS, then we can see email communication, then we can see Facebook communication, then we can see a phone communication as well. So I'm interested in the Facebook communication, but if we look at it, let's look at the messages. There is no message in the Facebook right here. And if we check this as well, no message. This one too as well, no message. This one too as well, no message. So what exactly do I need to do? And please, guys, can you just help me to like this so that TikTok can help me to send it across people's FYP and people can join. Thank you so much. So now back to the stuff. Now, like I said, this is email, which is like a default mail, and there's no like substantial message that you can pick out from it. It's just some cryptography, like what do we call it? Yeah, cryptography basically. PGP, this and that, SSL, everything. So it is not something that you should want to take a look into, and yeah. So don't waste your time. And you can see 1996. That is far so long. While the investigation was done on 2017. So it's not something that I want to do. So this too proved non-helpful because it was never to find the exact application that was used by the people. So to now find the entire stuff, right? So I had to come back to the all application. This is Skype, but I'm not coming here. Let me look for coming. Hold on. Why do I keep forgetting the application that they use? Um, hold on. Hold on. Okay, yeah. So install program, not run program. Install program is the one. So this is the Skype here that I was looking for. Right now, I can open the Skype. I'll double click to open Skype. I need more information about the Skype, the database, and everything so that I can be able to track the message that went across the buyer and the seller so that I can start my investigation. So honestly, that's how investigation is. We start with like a blank information. You don't really know where to start from. Now, no. This is different. No, this is different. Let me come back to. Okay, so another way to actually like check for the chats or for software that was installed, you come to the Android first, then you come to the Android image that you got from the forensic case, and then you look for something called the user data over here. So this open the user data field. Now, if you come down to data here, then you look for now this data contains all the backup of the application that was installed on the phone. Now, the first application that I saw that was used for communication was Musically. So Musically, this is it. So this app was used for communication. So I'm going to open this Musically, and then we can see something called databases. So I'm going to open databases, and then we can see some database. Anything that is that writes.db is a database. So, but this the actual DB, this is the Facebook Messenger database that they use for communication. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, guys. Now, if you check the chat section, now this is where we are looking for the message that came across between the buyer and the seller. Now, first thing that you need to do is to identify who is the buyer and who is the seller. Okay, so yeah, we can see message ID, message time, and on the right side we can see a message body. Now, if we come to message body, now this is the name of the DB. So I had already downloaded it already before and then analyzed it. So as you can see, this is the name up here as well. Okay, sorry. So this is the same name up here, and this one give me more view of what I'm working with. Now this is called DB browser for SQLite. So now the first message that was sent was by Sarah McAvoy. So this is my first int. So I documented this name down. Sarah somewhere I think. Yeah, so Sarah and then ID and then everything else. So she said, "Hi Leila, I accidentally deleted the string of email we sent, so I lost your contact. Are you to send me email again? Sorry for the inconveniences. Also, if it is easier, you can send me information here as well." Now, what Sarah claims is that our email got wiped, and so we cannot track that specific email that was sent. But this is the beginning of a new conversation. But we can follow this to track down everything that we need to do for our forensics. Now, she deleted the strings of email, and so she lost his contact. So the next message was by Leicester82, and so I feel this is going to be the seller. But I mean, you can't always conclude at the first glance until you read the entire chat, then you can be able to know that, okay, this is the buyer and then this is seller. So, but let's start say that the email is lister82gmail.com. So we have established the email of the corporate. Now, document that as well. Next is that the same guy, Lister, now sent an image. Okay, he sent an image to Sarah, and then the next chat was that, do you like him? Now, I need to know what image is this, and remember, we are investigating an owl case. So, if the image that was sent here is an owl, then we are sure that this is the right information that we are looking for. So now, where is it located? Android data, musically, this um, image, this, yeah. So we need to just basically look for this. Okay. Now let's come back to autopsy. Risky, thanks for the follow. So let's look for that image from our autopsy. So logical file sets, SD card, Android data. This is musically over here. Musically Facebook image. So this is the image that was sent. Now let's see what autopsy is going to show us about this image. So it is loading. Now, beautiful. It was an owl. So now I'm sure that yes, this is the case that I should be working on, and these are the people that were involved in the owl case. Now, which moves on to my next documentation. Okay, so for Leicester to ask Sarah, do you like it? That means Leicester should be the seller and Sarah should be the buyer. Okay. Now I think we're getting closer to something. We're getting closer to something. Chris Key, welcome to the live. So this is forensics for those that are just joining. This is forensics working in play, and today is my day 3 of forensics. If you want to catch up on my other days that I did live forensics, is on my YouTube page, which is on my bio. All right, so now we have seen the image that was sent, and then he asked, "How do you like him?" Sarah replied, "So this is Sarah." So I'm sure that Sarah is the one replying. It says, "Is this an image of the exact one you have, or is it a photo of what it will look like?" Okay, it says exact one. Wow. Next, it says, "Okay, what is the age and gender of this owl?" It says 1.5 years old female, which is quite young. I heard that this type of owl, which is a snowy owl, live for about, I think, 14 years or something like that. So that is quite the catch. So next thing is that, okay, by Sarah. Sarah said, "Okay, she's very pretty. Could you possibly do a $4,500 for the owl?" Then the response was that she's pretty and 5,000, take it or leave it, is the price. Sure. So Sarah said, "Okay, could you meet me at welcome to the live, welcome J Boy, thanks for the follow." So Sarah said, "Could you meet me at Aris River Front Park?" And note, as part of our investigation, we want to also establish where the transaction took place. Okay, we want to establish where the transaction took place. So we've gotten another hint of where it took place, which is Aris Riverfront Park. Okay, are we together? Now, coming back, we've identified the buyer, which is Lista. Then, sorry, buyer is Sarah rather, not Lista. Buyer is Sarah. Then the seller is Lista. Where did it take place? Aris Riverfront Park. Okay. Now, what is the agreed price? We know this already, 5,000. How was the exchange for confirm? We don't know this yet. And then also identify and document any content related to our. So we found our first content, which is this. So I have to like extract this content. So I'm going to export files, and then I'm going to save it to my evidence case. So I'm not going to open a new document and say reports so that I can put all my stuff. So I'll rename this so I can easily track it. So this is the musically Facebook um, how.jpg. So I can always track it. All right, file extracted. Then now, what is the next thing? Let's come back to this. So this is the agreed location, and then what's the last message? It says yes, that is fine. So they are agreed to that location. So that is an establishment of something. Now we've analyzed the musically that was used for the communication. We've analyzed the SMS. Now, if we go back to the SMS, all right. Let me go back to the SMS. I think I downloaded this here somewhere. Yeah. So this is the SMS. If we go back to the SMS chat, and then we look at all the SMS, right? This is the number. It says, Sarah, the delivery will come later through pigeon. Sorry, the confirmation rather will come later through pigeon. It says, Sarah, the delivery is today 7 tonight. The confirmation will come later through pigeon. Now it tells us that the confirmation it was going to come in through pigeon. Now what is this question? How was the exchange confirmed? Through pigeon. Now pigeon is an application, is a chat application. Okay, so that is the confirmation. Then lastly, identify and document any content related to her. So we found the first content, but that is not all. Right? That is not all. There's still more. Okay. Now there's still more. Let me close. So I was able to get another chat session from what's the name again? From Skype. Right. So if we look at sorry, it's not here. Which one was it again? I think this was main. Main. All right. Chat. Is it this? No, it's not this. It should be messages. All right. So we have messages. Now, this was Sarah's message with someone. But we have to always look at every point when it comes to forensics. You don't want to overlook any bit of information. So let's read the message that went through. Okay. Now this is the body of the message. So where it starts. So this is starts. It says I mate is now. This is a new contact coming into the play now. I don't know who this guy is. He said I would like to add you as a contact. Who is sending this message? I think Sarah is the one sending this message or something like that. I think I can't really pinpoint it, but it says hey mate, thanks for the hookup. Alright, no problem. Have you seen the new Ring movie? It says no, it's not out. I mean, I plan to see it. I don't know the Ring movie, so I think they're chatting about a Ring movie or something like that. Cool. Well, I'll be going back to work and all. All right, talk to you later. Hey, do you want to get in on the Resident Evil movie? Totally. Who is going? Me, Monica, Azai, and Terry. I think this is our friends, so we are going out like Friday at Nkemobi. Thanks for the follow. So we're going out on at Friday at 7. Shows that the sound is good. It says totally. I would be there. Got to go for now. Bye. Welcome to the live circle appearance. Now, so with that, this does not prove us anything, and there is nothing much to pick from this particular information. So with that, we can move to the next. So now the next thing is that now we'll be able to find who is the buyer, who is the seller, right? We found out where it took place at, how much was the agreed price, how was the exchange confirmed, and then now we need to be sure of the documents that was given or that was gotten, right? So to confirm that, to confirm that all the documents. Now, first thing first is that I need to know what time what time was this message sent to, like between the two of them, so I can go back and track and see if what she has done. Now when we go back to our, have I closed my DB? I think I did close it. I was not meant to close it. Now, timing is very important. Documenting every single time is very important in forensics. I'm coming, hold on. Okay, this is it. Now, what time did this chat took place? Now, this is the time message. It is documented in, I think, what do they call it again? I can't remember the name, but this is not in normal UTC timing, so we have to go and decode the time that this message was sent. So I'm just going to copy one of these and then open my browser. Welcome to the live Ugobin Raj Kumar Democracy Voice. Welcome Nusra and Mason Langa. So epoch converter should be the um yeah. So I'm not going to paste this that time and then click on timestamp to human this. And so from there I was able to get that the time based on their time was January 30th, 2017. So 2017 was when it took place, and then at 3:10 p.m. Now, this time is very important. So, and I'm going to show you why it's very important. This is January 30th, 2017. Now, I'm going to come back to my autopsy. Okay, I'll come back to autopsy, and then I'm going to click on timeline. Now, this timeline would show me all what happened that particular day, right? And how everything played out. So this is very important for investigation. So I'm just going to allow this to load up. It's not showing anything. Or should I wait a moment? I'm coming. Let me just go back to where I found the image. Android data, musically, musically. Then this is the image right here. So I'm going to click on uh, nope, not view file directory because I'm already in directory. I should need to view in timeline. I can't see a view file in timeline. So, but what I'll just do is that I'm going to come back and then click on web history, for example. Web history should be good. Though timeline it was meant to be direct. I don't know why it did not load what it needed to load. This section blank, which is very bad. So I'm not going to go down to January. This one now I can analyze what this person searched for on their browser during the period of the phone usage. So this is January 30th. So I can right click on this and view selected in timeline. Okay, very important. View selected in timeline. And so timeline should open and then ask um what's choose the amount of time to show before and after the selected event. So I want a day before and a day after. So I can know what really played out in this case, in this case, yeah. Okay, welcome controller music, welcome, I am YTM. Sammy edit, welcome, I've seen you before though. Dundee, welcome. Sound it, welcome. Nusra Raj, well done. So question can keep on coming in. If you have any question, I would love to answer your question. Great future, welcome. Lemo, welcome. How are you? It's been a while. Yeah, what's up, now, bro? So, Stop. How far now? How are you doing? So we're just going to let this one load for a while. It's not going to take too much time. It shouldn't take too much time. I'm hacking a phone. No, I'm analyzing. This is forensic, so I'm analyzing a phone actually. I'm running digital forensics, analyzing a Windows drive and a phone drive to replay a crime scene that happened on the phone and laptop so I can identify the perpetrator, the buyer and seller basically. So this is like an overview of what I was doing. My investigation. I want to establish who was the buyer involved in the scam, the seller, where the transaction took place, the agreed price, US dollars, then the exchange confirmed and stuff. Yeah. So yeah, basically CIA stuff, forensics. Yeah. This is not meant to be taking time like this. Can I? Okay. Yeah. So this is basically what I needed to do first of all. Let me first look at it in a broad summary first. If I now dive down, though it was just meant to take me down to the the particular day where the stuff actually happened. So yeah, if you have any question while this is loading, feel free to throw your question, and then I could answer your question. Do you need any help in any areas? Do you need any assistance, any guidance, any just shoot your question. Let me hear your questions. Eddie, welcome. All right, so a lot of information has run through the phone and the laptop right from 1998 down till 2025. But my focus point is remember January 30th, 2017. So I'm going to change this. The cheapest way to learn cybersecurity is self learning. That's the cheapest way. Self learning, learning aggressively every day on YouTube, blogs, and everything. So it is more scattered for you, but I'll say that is the cheapest way, self learning. But self learning might not take you as far as you want to go because there are a lot of resources that are premium. Like now, for example, while I was still learning while I was learning hacking, I had to make use of Triac Me to learn my hacking. So a point came that I exhausted the free labs and had to pay subscription for paid lab, right? So from that I had to sorry. So from that I had to subscribe for the paid lab and so my hacking skill became better. So the cheapest way is just going around free open resources, but that will take you a long time. But self learning, yes, but like I said, it's going to take you a longer time than when you pay for something. So do I have tools to share? Do I have tools? Tools, no, but resources, 10 terabytes worth of videos. Okay, I think that will help though. I think that should be the cheapest way. But yeah, I think that's really so. I have a particular drive that has a lot of tutorials. I think that is free. It has a lot of hacking, cybersecurity, SOC analysis tutorials, and all that you just need is to have data to watch them. Once you have data, you can watch as much as you can. So I think that should be the cheapest way. I forgot that part, but all I was doing, I didn't use that first. Though I got a lot of courses, but I don't think I used as much courses as possible. But if you want the link, I can send that. I don't think live allows me to share link on the live. So you can just feel free to just DM me. I'll forward you the link. Now, Demon Crazy, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the live as well. Now, on this particular day, January 30 down to January 31st, so the crime happened during these 2 days. So I want to analyze everything that happened during these 2 days. So I could go to details. So both the phone, both what happened on the phone and what happened on the laptop, all are going to come out, right? And then I can know where to start from. Now, Skype was used, no doubt. This application was used syntpl.exe. Alright, then you can see some Windows file was accessed, some program data were accessed as well. Then this app, which is like a Windows default background app, was used PCAUL or PCAUI.exe and then svcos.exe. Then this as well was used. So looking for anything that is suspicious. So this is a user file. Mm, scrolling through. This app too was used. This were the thing that the app depend on, or that depend on the app rather, anything. So if you are new to this, you might be looking at every single thing because you won't know what you actually are looking for. But if you have like a little bit of experience, you know that you want to ignore some and then also mark some. Now, for example, this guy, since I'm investigating an owl case, seeing owl over here, this is part of what I'm looking for. So that means that on this day, January 30, this person accessed this site called owlspage.com and then downloaded some files. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3 files. Welcome, thank you for the follow, Dundee. Welcome to the live. So then text messages was sent as well on this day as well. Twitter was used on this day. So I want to look at all this. Twitter, there is nothing so much on Twitter. I can't really see any extra stuff. Sandy Zimba, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the live. What else? Okay, so I saw this download. Now, this download, when was it made? If we can see, so let me expand this a little bit upward. Now, this was 31st of January. Now, remember, 30th of January was when the message was sent. 31st shows that this girl downloaded some quite suspicious documents, which I'm bothered. Now, one of it is owl keeping, one of it is new pet care, which want to tell me that she must have bought the owl already. But I can't just assume that. I have to, forensics is all about bringing evidence. So, I mean, that's why we're performing forensics. So, what do we do to check it? Now, I have to scroll back up, or rather, I can just come back here to this file or any of this. I think it's still the same thing. Okay, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Let me go back up. Let me go back up a little bit, or just up a little bit. Let me see this. Is it this one? No, it's not. Now, not. I'm looking for what happened between 30th and 31st of January. Now, this is looking too much. Let me just click on list, and so I can see the list of what happened. Okay. Do I have any filter here? No, I don't have any filter. Just to confirm. Now, yeah, there was a Skype message. We can see Skype, right? So, well, I'm sure that there was a Skype message on the 30th of January. Right, so let me keep on scrolling. More Skype messages as well on 30th. More Skype messages. You can see a lot of Skype going on here. But we've analyzed the Skype and so just some chat going on with a friend if she wants to watch movie or not. So let me keep on scrolling. Then there was the musically app used, musically, which we have checked it and we've seen that they've agreed on a particular price. And so the picture that was used by them. Sorry, it is not this picture because if you scroll down, this is another picture that's showing. The one that we saw was like an owl picture. So that is not the picture. Let me look at this. No, it's not this one. No. I think this might be some decoy picture by this lady so that it don't look like as if we've caught her at the track. So let's keep on. Sandra, welcome. Let's keep on scrolling down. Now, one thing that I love to check in forensics is search history. Search history just tells you what this person is. Like no doubt, there is no hiding of anything. So if you look at search history here, the web history, we can see all what she browsed right from the start till that day. So if we scroll up a little bit, let's scroll up a little bit more. You can see Amazon, Facebook websites, just chatting on Facebook. You can see email stuff and everything. But we're going back to more. This is 27. But let's just still go back. Now, look at this search history. Just look at this now. Where to keep a snowy owl, 27th of January. Where to keep it. So, this is giving source. If we look up, you can see snowy owl aspects. What you can do to help snowy owl. So you can see that this person has just been searching all about owl, 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 and yeah, so it is, and even to the point of downloading an image, an image of a owl, right? So we can access all this if we go more deeper into the stuff. So yeah, so that was what happened. That was what happened, and then let me scroll down to the 30th and the 31st so that I don't go too far from what I'm looking for. Mm, okay, so there was a search here as well, but this is not related to howl. Alright, so this is it. This is another one. 9 p.m. 9 p.m. 30th. Search for howls, literally. 9 p.m. as well. Then 9:10, you can see more search results, but it is still around house because if you look at it, it's still around house. So you can see owl snowy, and a lot of things. Right, this was still same 30th. And then on 31st, we now got to discover that she had gotten the owl because she she began downloading things around our emergency care. This is 31st of January. Now, you might ask, what am I concluding that she has gotten it already? Now, I'm not just trying to conclude. If you go back to the messages that was sent, now, what day was this when the message was sent? This is 31st. But now, this is around 4 p.m., right? Which the message says literally that the owl is delivering today. That the owl is delivering today on the 31st. And still the same 31st, that was when she began downloading owl keeping PDFs. So that is not a coincidence. Like that is not a coincidence. So we are tracking things better now, right? Right. So that is not a coincidence, and the conversation happened on the 30th where they finalized the price. Then on the 31st, the owl came in and they started to read about owls. But now, did she actually buy the owl? Let's confirm that. So when we go back to, I think I'm coming. I exported, I exported the picture of what the guy sent to her, right? So he asked her that. He told them this is the owl that is available. Sorry, let me drag it over here. So it says that this is the owl that is available, and it says that this is the exact one that is available. A snowy owl like this. Now, um, where did she downloaded all the um our emergency care? So we can see that she downloaded in this place on her laptop. See user Sarah M downloads, then owl keeping, right? So then she does some other extra stuffs, and then if we scroll down, we can see that it is in document as well. Owl keeping is in document. So now let's navigate through our system and see um the Windows 10 and see if she actually bought the owl or we are just capping. So like I said, you don't always just conclude. You need to bring out proofs and evidence of every conclusion that you want to make. So this is the volume. Is it volume 6 or 7? I think it's volume 6. So let me just open volume 6 on the right, and then we can see users. Sarah M. This is the user over here. Then we can scroll down to document. Now we can see a new pet care, but we can see housekeeping here. But see a new pet care. She created this folder. Now, how do I know that she created that folder? This new pet care. You know, like I said, I've done this investigation already, right? Beforehand, I got some shell bags, and I got to see that she accessed documents, desktop, and then she also accessed this folder called new pesca in documents, and she also accessed downloads. So these were the three places that she accessed, and then an external flash drive. Also, is like she sent some details over to the external flash drive, flash F, right? And yeah, so that's how I was able to establish that okay, this was the because now these shell bags come with the autopsy. I'll show you where to find it, but this was where she accessed in the computer while like in a forever use of the computer. So now that I know that okay, she accessed this folder called new pet care. Now let me come back. So new pet care is here. This was created on the 31st of January. This is not a coincidence. 31st, she got the owl. 31st, she downloaded some PDF. 31st, she created a new folder called New Pet Care. It's not a coincidence. So I'm going to open this New Pet Care. Okay, now see a picture right here saying my new pet. Let's open this. What is this? Now, this is her taking the picture. Though she took the picture on the 2nd of February, all other documents came in on the 31st of January. Now, let's compare the two pictures, okay? So that it doesn't look like I'm doing so much, right? Now, this is the picture that the guy sent to her that the stuff is that the bread is available. And then later on, she said that she has gotten the item, and so she snapped her pet and then said that this is my new pet. So we can see, so right there is a semblance, right? So you can see that what the guy sent to her and then what she has is the pet. So we are able to establish that she bought the owl and she is the culprit. So these are the evidences that I'm going to bring to the court of law and say that, Your Honor, CyberPreacher here, I was able to scan, analyze the phone and the document and the laptop, and then these are the preceding evidences of the chat that happened. These are the preceding evidence that shows that she bought the owl and everything. So there's always going to be a timestamp attached to everything so that I'm not scapping, right? And after attaching the timestamp, I'm also going to also put in the pictures, compare them side by side. See the eyes now. The eyes looks the same, literally, right? So this is what we have, and this is the case closed. So once the case is closed, I'll be giving my money, and then and yeah. So we've been able to establish the buyer, the seller, why this is the buyer, why this is the seller, the messages that prove that this is the buyer and the seller, their conclusions, and then their actions, the search history, and also the the evidence of the picture, right? So everything all add up together after a forensic case. So this took me over 3 days to actually put all this together. But I was able to finally solve the case of the buyer and the seller. And so when we come back here, last thing is just to identify and document any content related to ours. So if you look at the document, going back to the downloads rather. So if you go back to downloads, we can see a lot of times that she has looked for things around house. So she has downloaded some cool pictures. Okay, this is Tiger. Owl keeping. Now this is pigeon. Notice that in the SMS they reference that confirmation will come in through pigeon, and so she downloaded pigeon application already in her system, and most likely the confirmation had taken place already. He started thanks for the follow. Then Yahoo Messenger as well was used to chat. And then lastly, let's check the desktop. The desktop. So desktop, we can see pet is a folder called pet, and so she was checking out some few pet around her house, right? So this just give us more evidence that this person is after the house. And I think owl is like illegal to keep as pet in the US. So that's why we're investigating this case, not because she's a bad person, but because it is like an illegal something to keep as pet. So um, yeah. So with this few points of mine, my judges, I hope I've been able to convince you and not confuse you. Wait, you can't see my screen? No, my screen is showing perfectly. Oh. Is this the Prince autopsy tool in Kali? Now this is I'm using Windows right now, so I manually installed autopsy. A while before last year, I was using Kali, but the autopsy was not graphical based like this. It was a browser based version, and it wasn't giving me what I needed to do. So that's part of why I ditched Kali. But that is not even the entire reason, because I could have used a VM to also do this case, but the VM will just limit what I'm actually doing. But the main reason why I just switched back to Windows is just so I can live stream on TikTok. That is just it. So this is the autopsy. This is autopsy for us. This is autopsy for Windows, right? Autopsy for Windows PC. And yeah, so that is just the end of forensics for me. And tonight I'm just going to document every single thing, every evidence that I have, and then submit it to the judges. Now, the next thing that is on the agenda is to okay. So what do you guys want me to do right now? Think. Let me know just. Yeah, I am going to forward this to YouTube. So what do you guys want to do right now? What should I do? What do you want to learn in cybersecurity? So I have like 1 more hour left. I think sorry, less than 1 hour, like 15 minutes. So we can do something interesting. If it's CTF, fine. If it's real world problem, if it's project, anything. Whew, what do you want to learn? Let me minimize this. Minimize. Close this as well. Oh, SQL injection. All right, sure, no problem. Easy. Now, SQL injection is one thing that I've tried to master this year as well. As usual, I'm going to use a test Bob Suits and a test website for this. So let me close this, and then okay, so I'll close this as well. I think I also need like some screenshots from this guy as well, but I can always open it down. So SQL injection, let's get it. Let me launch my Bob Suits first. Okay. Just 1 second. I'm launching my website. 1 second. I'm launching my website. All right. So you can see it's opening right here. So we have the website. So I'll be demonstrating SQL injection right now. The next thing that I need is my test website. It took me a while to actually learn SQL injection or to understand it. I think after I had to go back and learn what SQL is actually before I could really perfect SQL injection. No, I can't say I've perfected it yet, but at least I'm better than I was last year. Yeah, honestly, it's I got to discover that a lot of things that I needed on my Kali was also available on Windows, and I was suffering myself for the past month. But yeah, I have a lot of tools on my Windows that I feel I'm more comfortable now to use Windows than before. But to actually really grind yourself in hacking, I'll prefer that everybody use Linux by default because when you don't have any other choice than Linux, you are forced to learn it. So yeah, but if you have now grown a little bit, then you can now switch back to Windows or Mac, anyone that sits well with you. So I'll be using this site testphp voneweb.com to perform SQL injection attack, both manual and automated SQL injection. Okay, so this is all we have. Now, first question: what is SQL injection for beginners? Right. So I don't like to rush things sometimes. So what is SQL injection? This is very important. Let's establish the facts on ground already. Now, SQL injection when you inject is when you inject an SQL query. It's called query now, not a code. So when you inject an SQL query inside a web app input field or URL field, and that query and the query, sorry, and it causes the website to bring out database content. So this is SQL injection. So when you inject an SQL query inside the web app input or a website input, let me use website. What is the website input? This one, this search bar right here is an input field that asks you for some information, and or when you inject it inside the URL field, which is like up here, but you can't just like post it up here. Okay, so thanks for the follow. But you can't just put it anyhow. You need to be strategic about your injection. And I'm just going to show you a few demonstration around SQL injection in a moment. So I think that is SQL injection. So the goal is to get out some database content or to bypass login screen, right? So that is just the goal for SQL injection. Now I'm going to come back to my sign up. So now SQL injection goes into something that queries the database. Thanks for the follow, P Legend. Welcome to the live as well. Now, let's say for example, I'm looking for something. Let's say art, for example, art. Go. Nothing came out. But let me search for number two. I want something. All right, so for number two, something came out, right? So now you can see on the URL right here, it tells me that I query for something, and this is now anytime you see something like question mark, something is equals to something, it tells you that you can inject your SQL query or your XSS query into this field. So this can be changed to your injection code or to your injection query rather. Check my bio, you should see my YouTube link, so you can just go from there to my YouTube. Thank you. Now, but this one right here is kind of advanced for manual, but let me just go straight to the easiest one first so I can learn it in the simplest way possible. Now, when you try to log in, now you know a login usually asks for a username and a password, right? Username and password, and anytime you try to log in, for example, admin, what the website does is that it queries the database and asks, is there anything called admin here? Or is there anything called like admin as a password? And then it tells you that the password is incorrect when you try to log in. Right, so it tells me that it is incorrect. So now this is now where I now come in with my SQL injection, that I want to inject this website with SQL query and then bypass the login. Now, how do we do that? Now, the reason why I have to open Bobsuit is that whatever thing that I'm doing here, whatever interaction that I'm doing here, everything passes through my Bobsuit history. So you can see the search results, everything passes through the history. And so with Bobsuit, you can manually perform your SQL injection easily on the direct code of the website than going through the what do you call it, through the GUI version or or the interface version, right? So now let me look for the login. So this is the login information where I put my username and my password, as you can see right here. So this is what I want to inject with my SQL query or with my SQL syntax. Thanks for the follow, Namibian Crypto School. Thanks for the follow. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So now, how do I now inject SQL query to either bypass the login or to bring out database information? Right. So it's very simple. I'm going to right click this. Toby Gang, thanks for the follow. Olabanti, thanks for the follow. So Toby Giron. So I'm going to right click this and then send to repeater. Okay. Now there's a tab called repeater up here. See, just ignore every other thing that you can see on the screen. Just follow what I'm doing so you don't get confused, right? Because I remember when I was learning Bob, so it was confusing, but just follow what I'm doing. Learn what you see me do first before you learn every other thing. Now, note this is a wrong username and password. What happens when I send in a wrong username and password? Celebrity Engineer, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Now it tells me that you must log in, which means that it's a incorrect password. Now, how do you now inject SQL injection? Okay. Now, let me just give you like a sketch of how the injection works. So, anytime you try to log in, what the application sends is that it says something like um, select user, comma password, from database database and and also some other syntax. So what we want to do now is that instead of password, right? Instead of password, or no, instead of the username, because this is the username, but it is a wrong username. I want to tell you that okay, I don't know the username, but just give me anything that is inside the database. So that is a way to bypass it. So now let me just show you. So admin, I'll put a single quote like this. Let me expand the screen. I mean, I'm not sure if I can expand the screen more. Okay, I think I can actually. All right, so this is better, right? Now, I'll say admin space or um, 1 is equals to 1. What this does is that it's telling the website that the username is admin. Admin is wrong, but username is admin or 1 is equals to 1. 1 is equals to 1 means that it is true. So anything that is true in the website, let me log in as that. right? So I don't know the password or username, but as long as one is equals to one is there, it tells the site that as long as there's any information in database, log me in. Then I click on send. So beautiful. Now we can see an error, an SQL error. Now this is called this error right here is called error-based SQL injection. So because we have different type of SQL injection, we have error-based SQL injection. So when you get an SQL error, that tells you that this site is vulnerable to SQL injection, and so you can either bypass the login or you can get the database of the website. Stephen, thanks for the follow. Now, let me try to understand what this error is telling so I can better put in my SQL syntax and gain access to this server. So you tell me that you have an error in the syntax, check the manual. Thanks for the follow, Godfather. That correspond to your SQL server. Thanks for the follow, Spider. Now it says that use near this and pass the use near this and pass admin at the line one. So it says that I should add a single quote after the admin one. Oh, sorry, after the admin. I don't know why, but let's just add the single quote at the back. Okay. Then click on send. Pa, 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 pa. Still gives error. Still gives error. Now this is manual, so sometimes manual might take you some while to achieve, but when you get it, you know that you've gotten it. So admin or one is equals to one. I think that is just it. Click on send. Hmm. Hold on. You to use near and pass. Okay. Sorry. Let me try this. It's just all about testing it. Now, those that are used to programming, they will be able to debug this easier. That mean that I'm just in the field for hacking per se. I think I have to like just put that single quote somewhere. Like I just can't put it. Okay, let me try single quote like this is equals to uh one of this is just all right, beautiful. So now it tells us that you must log in. Okay, you must log in. Now at least the error is gone. The error is gone. Now we know that we are on the right track. So let me change this to test, for example, test and send. Now what do we have here? We are logged in as the username, as the user test. Now test is a user in the system, right? So using this query or one is equals to one just bypasses the password and then we are logged in into the system. Now admin did not work because there was no admin in the database. Now, so you can use this to log into anybody's account in the system. So if there's another person's username, you can try different username and then you should be able to log in without using password. So that is SQL injection, and so we can see that we are logged in to the website. So sorry, to the user, and so that is no. This is the repeater, not the forwarder. This is the repeater. So to repeat the request. So that is SQL injection number one. Thanks for the follow, Kofi. Thanks for the follow also as well. At the sorry, let me expand this. Pa, 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 pa. Adejade 88. Thanks for the follow. Okay, so let me reduce my screen so that you guys can see everything. Uh, Hold on. All right. So now that is level one. I mean, every beginner should be able to know how to do this basic SQL injection test for a website. All right. So you use now this is the query that makes the site vulnerable to SQL injection right here. So I'll copy this, right, and then put on my notepad. So anytime you see a login screen and then you try to log in and then it tells you incorrect password, you can just note this is for educational purpose. TikTok, don't ban my account, I beg you. Now you can just try this syntax, right? This syntax. So once you get this to Bob Suits history, right here, you're going to right click and then send to repeater. Okay. Once you send to repeater, it is going to come to this repeater tab over here. And then after the username, you just add that query and then try and see if it's vulnerable. If it brings an error, then you know that it is vulnerable to error-based SQL injection. Now, I mentioned that we have different types of SQL injection. Number one is error-based. Number two, we have blind. Blind is the hardest for beginners. So we have blind SQL injection. Number three, we have Boolean. This relies on true or false statements. So if you are good with programming, you should know how to like code in true or false, that kind of thing. Kofi said I will go sleep. I will come to watch your lives sometime this week. Good night. God bless. All right. Thank you so much, Kofi, for joining in. I want to be in cybersecurity. What language do I need to learn? I mean, you don't need to learn any language for a start. Just start with the cybersecurity principle, foundations. As time goes on, you will know what you need and what you don't need. For example, for me now, I can say I need Java because I want to do more of reverse engineering right now. So it's based on how you what you feel you need at that point. So when you get to a point where you need to automate cybersecurity task, then you will need Python. You can learn Python at that. So yes, but for starts, you might not really want to go for programming because it can just kill your passion. Right from the start, it can kill your passion because programming can be hard sometimes. So just learn the foundation first. So still here on SQL injection. All right. So um, we have error based, we have blind SQL, and we have Boolean. We also have number four, time based SQL injection. I was performing a particular test last week or so, or 2 weeks back, and then sorry, and I found the time based. Now time based is similar to a blind SQL because now it is vulnerable, but you won't know until you put in a particular time sequence. That, okay, wait for 5 seconds, and when you wait for 5 seconds, thanks for the follow. Watep. Rory said that, do you have any video or anything that can help me get started with Kali? I already have it installed. Now, personally, I don't have a video, or rather, I have a videos. Most of my videos is my students, so but I don't upload them to YouTube or anything. But there are like a lot of YouTubers online, like for example, Network Chunk. So you can search up Network Chunk, Network Chunk, Kali, uh, crash course. So you should be able to get a crash course on how to use the Linux, which is very important. So, and he explained things a lot well. Thanks for the follow, champion boy. Yes, so Network Chunk use his video. Sorry, Chuck rather. Thank you so much. Yes, so Network Chuck. So, Glory, thanks for the follow. Now, these are the four type of SQL injection. But for start, if you can detect the error base, it will be better for you. Aqua with Solomon, thanks for the follow. If you can see an error base, it is easier for you. Now, I mentioned that there are two ways of checking for SQL injection. There is the manual way, which we just do right here, and then there is the automatic way, which we're going to make use of a tool called SQL Map. Thanks for the follow, guys. Faith God, thanks for the follow. So SQL Map, thanks for the follow, Dan Comics. Just make sure that you post this on YouTube. All right, sure, no problem. I will do so. I will post on YouTube definitely. Before I go to the automated way to find it, let me answer some question. Say, boss, please, how do I become your student? Yeah, just a personal DM me, and we can discuss from there. How? What do you suggest I do to start from practical work? My network is lagging. That is a lie. If two people can type in the comments that my network is lagging, I would agree with you. Glory. If two people can type in the comment that my network is lagging, I'll agree with you. Mr. VIP, thanks for the follow. I doubt that my network will be lagging. Dango Mix, thanks for the follow. Do I know about DevOps? Yeah, sure, I do. I don't know about DevOps, but it's not something that I can teach because I've not taught it before. How can I cybersecurity for beginners? I don't understand your question. How can you what? Tim Lulua, thank you. Like this guy just came to my life and tell me that my network is lagging. Like, bro, I'm using Starlink, so please, I beg you. My network cannot lag. If it lags, it will be painful. Jason FX, thanks for the follow. Afuwape, can you repeat the question, Solomon? Can you repeat your question? I don't get your question quite well. How can he learn cybersecurity from scratch? Okay. First, okay, I think in my previous live, which I uploaded, I actually broke down how you, but I think I'll just clip that. I'll clip that particular part and then just post it. No, it's fine, Glory, it's fine. It's great. I'll clip it and then post on my TikTok or something so you can see the best way to actually start cybersecurity from scratch. Newbie here, completed courses on Nmap and Wireshark. Congratulations. Don't know what else to do. Please, PMO. What does PMO mean? But I think I understand what you mean. So you completed Nmap, very good. Wireshark, very good. Don't know what else to do. What you can do is that you learn Linux well. Because I remember I started cybersecurity learning Wi-Fi hacking. Bro, that did not take me anywhere. But so understand Linux well, number one. Number two, go for the pathway that you want to go for. If it is ethical hacking, there's tryhackme. Go to tryhackme.com and then start going through the courses on tryhackme, practically and theoretically, right? So that should help you. If it is SOC analysis, we have Blue Team Online. We also have tryhackme, so that also help, right? So, but understand the Linux environment well, then the tool set. You can explore all the tools in Linux, right? Then you can, just keep on learning. And if you need pathways like guide, that you can start afresh, right? So just send me a DM. I would tell you, okay, you can start from the command line, this and that. So, but it is a lot. So I don't really want to like, start thinking, racking my brain around that. Sorry, it's my network. Alright, it's fine. Put me on that PMO. Okay, put me on. Okay, thank you, Mayowa Jumo. Can you imagine? I'm a Gen Z, but I don't know this. So, but at least I've learned this already. So put me on. How to cyber security from scratch. All right, so I said I'm going to clip that content I did yesterday on my live and then send that. So, but from scratch, security, having your foundation right with Security Plus, or certified in cybersecurity, or Google cybersecurity, or Cisco cybersecurity, any of these four should help you to get your function right. Then from there, you can now learn the operating system, Windows OS and Linux OS, before you now diversify into your feed or like choose the feed that you want. Then yeah, so I think that is just like a summary. I would like to share knowledge with you. Please, I would like to also get more knowledge. With me now, I have done track me, stop when it asked me to pay, did me Cisco, I have basics. Yeah, so if it asks you to pay, it's actually doing you a favor when you pay because I remember for 2023 for like 6 months back to back, I was paying for premium because the labs were very intensive and then very it's kept me on my toe. So I paid for though I got some like discounts then to paying like $6 per month or $3 per month. I can't remember. So I paid for it back to back and just and my hacking skill like doubled down that year, like very well. TG, thanks for the follow. Oh, I'm Blue Team. So I use. track me, cyber attacker than school. That is beautiful. As long as you're learning it, do it. But at the same time, look at also doing real world projects because that's what is going to land you the job. Fine, doing side project and this helps, but focus on solving a problem in Blue Team, analyzing malware, installing Suricata IDS, installing Warzone, configuring a full setup of Blue Team environment. Push that out, and it's going to help you in your job hunting process. So not just diversifying, but also do something that solves a problem will get you hired better. Video my LinkedIn, but I want to get into SOC for a start. Yeah, and also I also have a LinkedIn page where you post that, and also like have like a GitHub or Medium where you post all your process so that you can always forward it to interviewers to put yourself better than others that sent the application. Skylar, thanks for the follow. So, what do I get started with? I think we just get started with OS, like learning the Linux command line for a start. From there, things gets clearer. First learn that first, and then things gets clearer. CS50 from Azad. Is it okay? CS, is it the cyber security or the computer science? Which one? Which one is it, the cyber security or if it is the computer science, please avoid that. If it is cyber security, go for it. That should cover the foundation that you need to know. But you can either go for the CS50 or go for the Google Cyber Security, or also go for certified in cyber security. It is anyone. Pick one. You don't need to do all. But if you want to, if you are like a knowledge freak like me, you can do everything, right? But if you know that you don't have time to learn fundamentals and you want to make money, so just get that right and then keep on moving forward. All right, so I'm a computer engineer. Yeah, it's not so difficult for you to break into cybersecurity. In fact, as long as you can speak computer and you can interact with computer, feel you are good to go in cybersecurity. Kelly, thanks for the follow. Cybersecurity. All right, then you're good to go for the CS50 with cybersecurity. You did learn all this on your own, or you had a mentor? I started with learning on my own, then later on I had a mentor, which boosted my growth rate by 300%. So I learned a lot on my own, right? Though I had scattered knowledge everywhere, but having a mentor later on, he was able to tell me to focus on this, and everything just came together. So I learned all the theories, everything theory that I'm telling you guys right now. I learned it on my own. I won't lie to you. Everything theory, I learned it on my own. But for practical things, I had a mentor, and I also did a lot of self-learning still with the mentor because he just guide me on do this and also give me some task and work to do, and so that kept me on my toe to keep on learning. So yeah, both ways I learned. What team are you, or do you do all? Funny enough, I do everything, but my niche is red team. That is what I've been going for the past 4 years. But along the line, because I've found myself training people, I don't like training people to red team alone because not everybody wants to be a red team. So I force myself, or I push myself rather, it's not force, I push myself to learn a different team of cybersecurity so that I can help guide someone. Like now, as you can see, I did forensics today. I think last week I did SOC last week. So I can easily guide someone that okay, this is one that is good for you, this is one that is very good for you. So not everybody is for red team. Some are for SOC, some are for GRC, even GRC as well. I'm also in GRC, which is standard blessing, but yeah, I've done GRC quite a number of times, and that is because I want to like help people, in cybersecurity. So I just push myself to learn these different things. But my primary field is red team and then cloud security as well. So I do cloud as well on the side. You use Linux on Windows. I used Linux for about 2 to 3 years before now, like as a full OS. But right now I'm on Windows, so I've battled with Linux back to back. I've suffered with Linux, and I came out victorious. Which I'm now back on Windows. So yes, I use Linux for 2 years, but now I'm using Windows because I can live stream better on Windows. Learning on my own is hard, like mad. You want to give up, bro? See, actually, learning on your own is very difficult. I had my own, I had guys that we learn together. So these my guys push me to learn. Like I've seen them hack stuff, like perhaps like some competitions, for example. They are very good, like they're very very good. So they push me to also learn it. So I had like guys that we learn together. So that kept me motivated because these guys. I don't want to push them like back while I'm doing while we're working together. So that's what motivates me as well. That's nice. Use of my money to get PC that will work. Yeah, bro, as long as you have a PC, trust me, you can learn anything that you want. But and also, um, it's nice to find mentor that is willing to take you. Because right now, even like it is difficult for me to take a lot of people as as a mentorship stuff. So I like to streamline it that anyone that is serious would have to show by paying, not because I want the money, but at least I can streamline a lot of people that just want to waste time basically. So Bobby says, sir, please, I want to ask you something. Please go ahead, Bobby. Ask your question. I'm going to come down to it. Because it is slowing me down, if not for LinkedIn that I need to show up daily. You don't really need to show up on LinkedIn daily. In fact, a point came like 2023, I was trying to show up on LinkedIn every day, but all I got was syndrome, like as if I don't know what I was doing. So I had to leave LinkedIn and then basically upskill to the best as I could before coming back to LinkedIn. So please, if LinkedIn is slowing you down, bro, just drop it and be good, then come back and then you know show them that you're good. Greener Future, thanks for the follow. Most Noble, Lincoln, thanks for the follow. Peter Guru, thanks for the follow. So I'm going for computer science, and which department is good for me to enter? You could enter networking. Networking is a very close fit to cybersecurity. I also love networking so much. So you could that choose networking or cybersecurity, anyone that feels good. So, but first, learn networking first. Networking is very important still in cybersecurity. Learn it, and then your passion pushes you to networking. Then go for networking. How many years did you learn before getting your first job? I got my first job 2021. I started learning 2019. Though 2019 I was in school, so I can call school learning, right? I was learning basic like hacking, Wi-Fi and stuff now. So, but when I did my IT 2021, I got a job like to pen test, but I was very bad. But still, I learned on the job and was able to do something creative with the knowledge that I had. So 2021, I had my first job. Then when I went back to school, 2022, I finished, and then 2023, I got another job as an instructor. First was a pen test, and then the second one was an instructor. So that was when I got my first job, 2022 stroke 2023. Yeah, in the community, uh, there are a lot of communities out there, but for my, I think I need to create my personal community so I can put everybody in and then put some of my guys that are good as well inside the community so that it will make things better for a lot of people that don't have a community. I mean, I have like communities that I'm in, but we all have like a similar goal, right? But people that come from TikTok can be difficult to like blend in. So I could just create one community and then add my external guys to join my community. I think that will be the best. Yeah, bro, I feel you. It's very hard. My guy, no serious. Let me dey push. Bro, if you're pushing your guys, then who's going to push you? Right, I feel you need to have motivated people, like self motivated people, because if you're pushing them, bro, it's too easy. I mean, I was in this show as well. I was pushing my guys, and bro, it was draining me. At the point, I had to go and source guys outside that were good. So I joined their group, and then I was just upskilling based on see they are good already. That was how I learned. Malik Berry, thanks for the follow. Demon Crazy, thanks for the subscription. I mean, it's like you're subscribed or you're following, but thanks for that. Malik Berry, thanks for the follow. Gori, you're laughing at Gori. It is bad. So, what of cybersecurity? Is it possible for me to learn networking first before going cybersecurity? Yes, learn it first. I started with networking 2019, so 2020 rather, before like hacking Wi-Fi and everything. And networking was very important for me. So yeah, learn networking, then you can now learn Linux. Anyhow it goes. But yeah, networking too is a core aspect of cybersecurity as well. Please, do I need it? Do you need what? Sorry, I think I'm lost at this point. I'm lost. I want to get into networking, boss. You can help me, right? And can I know what it will cost me to be your student? Okay, just send me a DM. I think this should be a personal message. I don't go take event like mad to, just to find you. Bro, what are you doing? Bro, what are you doing? You've gone to take event. Oh, okay. So I barely went for tech events, right? I barely went for tech events. One, because tech event is costly, and then I like there's not going to be transporting myself to a tech event. So it's just basically me and myself. So and then I got my friends, and then we're just like upskilling like mad. Then I started posting on LinkedIn to like gain a lot of friends there too. Oh, bro. Well, sure, anyone that works out fine. For some people, take event might work out, but I can't say that this is a one size fit all thing. If it works for you, fine. If it doesn't, you have learned a lesson. God's will, thanks for the follow. So, is it different year or the whole 4 years? Yeah. So, I did a 4 year course in cybersecurity, which is my bachelor's degree. So, I think that's a 4 years for me. How much do you earn in a month? It varies. Like I think between I think 500 to 700 plus upward. It varies. Like so, I'm like also doing like freelancing things as well. This is Nigeria too, but if it's abroad, then maybe it might be a lot higher, right? So, but I think that is just like the average. That is the average. Please, what else is in networking aside protocol? OSI and TCP model and routing. That is all. Aside from IP, TCP, OSI protocols and routing, that is all about networking. So everything just built on that basic foundation. Once you have that foundation, I think you're like good to go. You don't need anything else like of much essence. Then you can now jump back to cybersecurity. Yeah, subnetting too is part of it. Yeah, subnetting is not like core, but I at the point I was teaching networking like for my students because of cloud security or cyber security. I mean, it's actually interesting, but I don't use it practically anymore. But it was still a good knowledge to have. All like yeah. So subnetting and the rest. Okay, yeah, I think I answered that already. Mr. Jerry, thanks for the follow. YK, thanks for the follow. Thanks for the follow. Akunwata Henry. I saw 4K, 1.5. Yeah, for transport fare, right, bro? It is not easy to move around. Though. Greener feature, thanks for the sharing of this stuff. Which school did I attend? Technical University, Oyo State, Technical University, Oyo State. No, this is Naira. I'm in Nigeria right now. This is Naira. Um, which school? That's cool. Yeah, I'm also doing 4 years. That is nice. Some people are doing like 5 years in their bachelor's like, degree. As a cybersecurity student, I don't feel like I can spend any 5 years anymore for like school though. I mean, if I was to start cybersecurity again, just I mean, I have like a pathway already that I have in my head. If I'm to start again, so I don't think school is like needed for me to do that. The school is good, like not bad. I mean, I have certificates in my pocket, so it's not so bad. Yeah. Group. I'm going to create a group for that. I think I need like a personal assistant that could help me to create the group. I think I need like a PA because I can be quite busy. I have like a lot of work that I'm doing, honestly. So I just come on live, then go back to my work. Ozzy, thanks for the rose. Sir, I mean, can I study both networking and cybersecurity in 4 years? Yes, networking should not take more than 6 months or maximum 7 months. It should not take more than 7 months. All right. If you feel that you can't learn it on your own, just like register in like in a tech school or like some that can teach you networking. But it shouldn't take you much time to learn it. Yeah, but you can learn both of them in 4 years, honestly. It has been 3 years since I left school, and trust me, I've tripled down on a lot of things in cybersecurity within just 3 years after school. Because after school, I was not confident in what I really like, what I knew. But this is just like within 3 years, I've doubled down. Like I'm very good in different fields. So yeah, 4 years is like oh. But yeah, I think my first in school taught me a lot of theoretical things. So I can't still call it a waste. Still, my target at 2027 before. Then I want to be guru like Omo. I feel my program is mentor. So my journey. Your program is mentor, then get a mentor. Yeah, so can be easy. Yeah, it can be easy when you have a mentor. Bro, please, I will message you for a bit more regarding the course. Sure, I will forward you. I have like ten terabytes of free courses. 10 terabytes of free courses, which range from hacking. I'll say it again. I have 10 terabytes of free courses, which range from hacking, SOC analysis, and different real world, I think project or so. So if you have data and you have a computer and you are ready to learn, I can share that with you. Just DM me, I can share that, right? So because I know some people like might not be able to like buy course now, but if you can get that, maybe that's just the breakthrough that you need, right? So that is the least I can do. Please, if you have any community you can help, please connect me. I will message you. Sure. Tony, thanks for the follow. What is the difference between cybersecurity and cloud security? Cloud security is a subset of cybersecurity. Cloud security came in from cybersecurity, so I think that's the difference. But now cloud is just like protecting a particular environment. That is just a single small environment in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is the larger house. Cloud is just like a particular room. So cloud is not as tough as cybersecurity. That's the difference. Lunar feature. So then you have to teach me the pathway in your head. I can teach you, but I think I've said it so much in my other like videos on TikTok. I'm interested in what, David G. In what? Thanks for the follow. This guy Zito. I can be your PA for the next. Oh, okay, okay, for the next one. All right, okay. Please then DM me. You have a lot of work to do actually. Group creation, and a lot of stuff to do. So what do you say about prompt engineering? Yeah, that's prompt engineering has to do with AI, AI injection, where you want to hack into an AI based system like a chatbot or something. Last month I did something around prompt engineering on a particular AI system, and was able to get some SQL injection still on this AI system and some other vulnerabilities. So it's quite interesting, but it just requires like a form of creative thinking or critical thinking to achieve that level of disrupting AI thinking. Yeah, so it is quite interesting. Bio, I'm interested. Is it in okay? Do you have a committee? Is it in PA or what? Thanks for the love, the book doctor. Omo, I just did the course. Well, I not like for uni. I just did the course where I not like for uni. Omo, bro, I feel you. I feel you, but if you have like steady lights, bro, you can just push some time at night hours to build your skill. So in the day you can learn your code, but because I remember then too, I was like pushing night time to like learning Linux and some basics of hacking. Then while I was in school in the night time, so if you can push that, so that would be good. But data is needed for cybersecurity. If you don't have data, it will be difficult. So you need like data to advance that. But still, you can try that out and let me know how it goes. Victor, thanks for the follow. Do I have a community? No, but I plan to create one when I get my PA today. So my PA will do that, and I will attach the link to my bio. So if by tomorrow you see a community on my bio, just follow the community. All right, Prince, thanks for the follow. Remy, thanks for the follow. Kojo Q, thanks for the follow. Clip icon, thanks for the follow. Thanks so much for your response. You're welcome, Greener Future. The book doctor, thanks for the follow. Bayo, thanks for the follow. Yeah, I think that is all. Sandra, thanks for the follow. Thank you guys for the question. I was meant to even talk more. Like, I think the last thing is for me to show you guys how to automate SQL injection. All right. So if you are like new year, done the manual process, I'm going to upload the video to my YouTube channel tonight. So by tomorrow you can check in on my YouTube. My YouTube link is on my bio. So by tomorrow you can check my YouTube link. You should be able to get the videos that I've created for the past live that I've been doing. But though I think I titled them. I titled the different lives. Some is forensics, some is API hacking. So, but from tomorrow, I think I'll be doing more of red teaming because, like I said, that's my niche, and that is what I know how to do best. Right. So, yep. Do you have like a private session for networking? No. The last time I thought networking was last year, and I don't think networking is something that I want to teach right now. But they are like but check for network chunk rather. He has some networking videos on his YouTube channel. You can follow that. I like I said, you don't really need much of networking. You just like need to grasp IP, OSI subnetting, and some other thing, and then you can come back to cybersecurity so that you don't lose motivation. So like within 1 or 2 months, you can learn that, and then come back to your cybersecurity journey and career. I think that is just it. So to round off this session, let's look at SQL injection using SQL map. So SQL injection using SQL map. So because one, to perform some acts in cybersecurity, you need to like understand these languages. For example, SQL is a language, a programming language. So, but some of us now don't know this language, right? So, but there are some tools that help us to automate it without even having knowledge of it, right? So, with that said, um, I'm going to fire on my Kali. Now, I'm making use of the Kali WSL. Okay. So instead of me using a VM, I'm using the BSL so that I can still use my Windows and use my Kali in the Windows terminal, which is very awesome, right? So it saved me a lot of stress of powering a Kali VM and something. In that feature, thanks for sharing the live. So now this is my Kali. What I need to first do is that I need to right click this particular request that I got from my browser. Note, I got it from this login, so it's automatically came to Bobsuit's history, and then I right click and send it to repeater, which then came to this repeater tab up here above here. Yeah, just send me a DM. I'll reply as soon as I can. Sure, thanks for the follow. So Kingfisher, thanks for sharing the live. So I'm going to save this request so I can perform my SQL injection using my SQL map. Thanks for sharing the live. Adi Ops, thanks for the follow. Let me just save it as test SQL. So this is what I want to use. So this is what I want to